What's up guys, welcome back to a new weekly reflection. I did not take any trades this week, but I regretted this because there were some really good setups that I could have played. I was just a little bit too late, not really focused on all the confluences on both sides, and also a little bit too picky because I had a losing week before, and that also affected my behavior this week. But every week is there to learn, so let's share my lessons, my mistakes, and yeah, my thought process during the week so that we can start fresh from Monday tomorrow. So this was past week. There was a bank holiday on Monday. Then Tuesday it was the day after bank holiday, so got to be careful here. Then Wednesday was FOMC meeting minutes. This is in New York PM session, so don't really care about this because it's not the real FOMC. But then Thursday we had the real first big news. It was unemployment claims, prelim GDP, blah, blah, blah. And then Friday, we also had 8:30 news. So first trading day was Tuesday. And I think the best setup that I missed this week was actually on Tuesday because let me go through this price section. I think it looked really, really clean. Look at this. So first of all, going into the day, let's start with the higher time frame maybe. We had a monthly bullish precision swing point. We have this already for a long time, right? That's why I'm bullish for a long time. That's why I think eventually these highs here are next. But of course, we can retrace and take some shorts. But overall, I am bullish. Also, we have this monthly now here bullish. So that's even better. We have a 4-hour displacement that's happening after this monthly. So I'm still bullish here. Now, going into the higher time frame, lower time frame, here on Tuesday, what do we have else? We have a 1-hour SMT fill. There's a big 1-hour gap here, and one of the assets did not fill it, whereas I think NQRES did so. That was already the first bullish confluence. You have to think, okay, there's nothing on the bearish side here, only bullish confluences, so I'm still bullish. What happens here now? At the open, which is right here, just before the open, we had a 90-minute, let me go here, a 90-minute bearish sequential SMT. Because if you take a look here, the New York open on Tuesday was right here. We tap a gap and immediately we just push down and create this daily bullish. So yes, because of this 90-minute, maybe you could have taken some small shorts, but this is the only bearish thing that you have. So not really a setup here. This 90-minute is not in a 1-hour gap or something. It's against the biggest higher time frame context because I'm bullish. So this 90 is just to manipulate price lower and then now create the actual manipulation, which is the daily here. Because as you can see here on the 15-minute time frame, on Tuesday, you can see here that YM, let me just go here, YM actually swept here. You see here, it swept the low. Sorry, not here. It swept the London low, right? So that's a daily sequential bullish sequential SMT. And I am bullish on the higher time frame, so I'm trusting this. What else do we have? Yes, we only are tapping below the true session open, not below the trade open, but it doesn't matter because look at this. YM actually on Tuesday, it tapped below the trade open. So as long as one of the assets, correlated assets that I trade, is tapping below the true opens, I can see NQ as valid to trade for longs, right? The smart money reversal, it happened here below the true opens on YM as well. So only on YM, sorry. And that's why I take this information with me on NQ and I can look for longs here. This can be a potential smart money reversal. So we have this daily, we tap this, we tap price in a gap. So we are in a gap right here. And now we create a 5-minute precision swing point. Now, following my model, the best setups, if I have a daily, I should have a 50-minute precision swing point. So that's why I was still hesitant here to take a long. I was really long biased, like you have to rewatch my stream here. Longs looked really, really nice, but I was just too picky because I had some bad week the week before. I wanted to have the best of the best setups. And here I should have just went with it because it looked so damn clear, right? I didn't even talk about the draw on liquidity yet. Look at this high, this high, this high, this high. This looked like such a clean market maker buy model. just look at this. Once you're really experienced, you just know that this was a clean day. You just know it because we have engineered liquidity. Now, just before the open, we manipulate lower, tap a gap, form daily sequential SMT, form a precision swing point on the 5 minute and the 1 hour. We tap below the true opens on YM, so that's valid for NQ and ES. And on the higher time frame, we are bullish. So this looked really, really clean after this 5 minute PSP. The setup that I could have taken was something like this. So we have this 1 hour PSP. Of course, this takes a while, so this only confirmed right here, which is already too late. But this 5 minute PSP happens right here. So as long, like, just when this 5 minute closes, you can already take a long here because you have a daily bullish sequential SMT with a 5 minute precision swing point. And yes, I did not take this because I was too picky. I wanted the 50 minute, but going to my strategy, I can actually skip one time frame lower. So if you take a look here, for all these combos, you can skip one cycle max. I just forgot that. I wanted to have the best of the best setups, but essentially this is still following my system, right? Because this is a sequential SMT plus a precision swing point, a daily plus a 5 minute. Knowing that this is a really good round liquidity, knowing that this happens below the true opens, tapping a gap, and higher time frame context and biggest confirmed cracks with the monthly PSP and monthly bullish from a few weeks ago, it's just a really good long. So really long analysis for this one because it's just a really good trade. I want to make sure that this is ingrained in my brain because this is just, this is perfect price action. I was just too picky. So yeah, next time I'm going to make sure that I remember that I can go one cycle lower. I don't need to have like a 50 minute. I can trade for a 5 minute. Yes, it's lower probable, but this context here and all of the things that we have on the bullish side, it doesn't matter if I have a 5 minute precision swing point. It already looks dumb clear. There is nothing on the bearish side, nothing. So yeah, that was that. And your low hanging fruit should be here, buy side liquidity here. I'm gonna put this into my playbooks because this I think is a really good setup. So you can be cheeky, you can already enter after the PSP, market enter after the PSP closed, or you can wait for the displacement, for value gap, that can also happen, but I can just market enter right here. That's a crazy trade. So that was Tuesday. Let me go to Wednesday. So Wednesday, still monthly PSP, still have this, right? I'm repeating this because it's still like, it's present, right? There's nothing on the bearish side. I'm really eyeing these highs here on the bigger time frame to be next, like new all-time highs, I think, right? Yeah. So monthly bullish PSP, still monthly bullish sequential SMT. Now here on Wednesday, we do have a potential monthly after the open. So if I zoom in onto the 1 minute time frame, this is where we open. We're still bullish, right? So this could have been already a nice setup at the open. We have 9:30 right here. What do? We have a 90 minute and a minute 1 precision swing point. So 90 minute bullish sequential SMT with a 1 minute precision swing point. It's actually also a setup of my system because yes, a 5 minute precision swing point can be better. But here again, I was too picky, did not trust this. It was already too high in premium as well. But I should have taken this if I journaled later because I realized, okay, look at this. When we actually had this manipulation, it's still not below the true day open, but actually on YM, this was below the true day open. So true opens, this long was valid. So we can say that this is a discount. Because we had such a clean liquidity, very close on the highs, just look at this. You see these highs, this high and this high? We were so close to it. We are bullish on the higher time frame. And now at the open, we have this 90 minutes and minute 1 precision swing point. This was actually a really clean setup. So a potential trade here that I could have taken was this here. So you have this 1 minute precision swing point. You can be really cheeky and enter here, but I would never do that. I would wait for displacement. After we inverse this gap or this gap, you can enter somewhere right here, and then your low-hanging fruit is here, and then your DP is at this closer, higher time frame draw here on the left. So I think this was a really good setup. From here, you have to understand from here, we have this monthly because now ES just swept these highs. NQ swept these highs, but ES and YM not. So yes, higher time frame is still bullish with this monthly, but now we just sweep the higher time frame buy side on the higher time frame. So I'm expecting at least a retracement. So from here, there's nothing more bullish to target. So I'm expecting a retracement, and I think from here, the next thing is going to be a bearish order flow on the day. That's what I said on stream as well. These highs got swept. We have this big displacement down. Now I'm just eyeing this as, yeah, we can just continue lower. We had the daily bullish here. This is where the session ends. You don't need to watch price after 11, 12 a.m. That's your session, right? If you haven't gotten in a long or a short here, you're done, right? Once ES took this low, you're also out on NQ because we are actually trading against the higher time frame, right? But I'm just expecting a retracement. So as you can see, later in the week, we just manipulate more and we continue higher. But it's just important that you know that what I realized as well from my experience, if we take out some crazy higher time frame highs, form some potential bearish sequential SMT on the higher time frame, yes, it will maybe not hold, but it's very important that you, how do I say this, that you take into account that now longs don't make much sense now, that we can expect a retracement. So that was Wednesday. Let me then take a look at Thursday. So Thursday, let me pull out the drawings. Thursday here, we now had a really cleaner monthly bearish. So this monthly bearish, this was just like this here on Wednesday. Really small sweep of the highs. And usually this is not when really reversals happen. When a real reversal happens, we really need to sweep the high and close candles above the close of the high. That's usually better. So that's also a reason why I thought this was just a retracement and we can continue higher from the day after or later. So yeah, that's also something I've learned. Now here on the higher time frame, we now get an opposed monthly bearish because here, if you look on the 4 hour, look at this. YM does not sweep last week's high, while now ES and NQ, they do. And this is a clean, look at this is just a clean SMT, right? A monthly bearish sequential SMT. And this one opposes this one. So now I'm bearish, but not yet, not yet. I want to see either a 4 hour PSP or a 4 hour displacement creating an inverse fair value gap for a confirmation to trade this lower. So from here at the open on Thursday, we did not have much yet. Let me take a look. We had this monthly in the 90. This is a 2-stage SMT setup, but this was at like London. I don't trade London, but it's good to know that this pushed price lower. Here we are just still inside this big hour 4 gap here. So unless we inverse this, which happens right here now, we inverse this on Thursday. Now I'm really just bearish on the higher time frame because now we have a monthly bearish. This is one of the biggest cracks. Yes, we essentially still have this monthly bullish PSP, but this monthly bearish causing this displacement, I'm now bearish, right? Unless we have now another monthly bullish. So that's just my thought process here. I am bearish here on Thursday. Once we inverse this gap, it was somewhere right here that we inversed this. But here still, we are still inside this gap. So I'm kind of neutral on the day here because this monthly can just retrace price inside this gap. And now we can continue higher from some other SMT. But because at the open, we did not really have anything on the bullish side. Like we're inside a big hour 4 gap here, right on the left. And the only thing that we have here at the open on the lows, on the lower time frame, is a micro bullish, right? This will not do anything. This will not push price all the way to the highs. That's my thought process. So I was really thinking here at the open, it was right here, 9:30. I'm really thinking, okay, we're at least going to take out these lows here. I really want these lows to get taken out before I do anything. So that's what I said on stream as well. And that's exactly what happened. So maybe a lower probable trade could have been here after this 1 minute displacement, trading through these lows and then maybe holding it. But for me, it did not follow my system. This was a day where I should not have taken a trade because, yeah, there was maybe SMT. And some people, they told me that this is a 90-minute sequential SMT. But it was not because if you actually look at the highest high, it was actually here. And we did not take it out for any of the assets. So just the normal SMT here, which pushed price lower, which happens, right? You don't always have to see SSMT. SMT is fine as well, but I just won't take any trades because SSMT filters out a lot of fake SMTs. And here I'm just kind of tape reading it. It followed my biases, so I'm building conviction. We also tapped this 1 hour gap here on NQ, while on ES or YM we did not. While we do this, we tap above the true open. So, I mean, this just looks so good. Like I know my system works because look at this. It just does what I want it to do. We move the market based on cracks. And here, the biggest cracks here were bearish because we have this hour 1 SMT fill, normal SMT above true open. On the bullish side, we did not have anything except a small micro and especially this engineered liquidity here on the lows. This really tells me that we're going to go lower. So especially also because the monthly and 90 here, I am bearish here, just not anything follow my system. And that's fine. That's fine. So here, you can continue trading lower with some SMT fills or older lower time frame sequential SMTs. We did not get any other lower time frame sequential SMTs on the bearish side to trade lower, but we did get some SMT fills. So this SMT fill here, there were a couple, right? This 1 minute SMT fill, this 5 minute SMT fill. Now here we have a 1 minute SMT fill again. And this is something I realized as well. You need to take the ones that are in premium. So this one, the end of this box here is when it happened. That's how I draw it out. So minute 1 SMT fill right here on this candle. We displace lower. Now you can take a trade and put your stop here, because then I think like this is just a breakaway gap, right? So that's what I'm thinking. And then here later on, when we retrace a little bit higher from a 50-minute precision swing point, we again here tap this 5 minute gap on one asset, but not on NQ. So then you can take a trade here lower. Why? Because this is actually a premium fair value gap that's getting SMT fill. But then here, for example, we are already really lower, and this is not really in premium. We already established this big leg. So that's why this small SMT fill, in my opinion, it did not end up working. We just retrace a little bit higher, right? So SMT fill is really important that you take like the highest one when we're just pushed down to this range. These ones are the best to look for SMT fill for sure. Yeah, I mean, you just know why this 50-minute precision swing point won't hold and will just act as liquidity, because there's nothing else on the bullish side, right? This 15-minute precision swing point, it will not just push price up forever, right? We still have the biggest confirmed cracks and context on the bearish side now, and especially here. From here, we also inverse this hour 4 gap. So this monthly for me now was then confirmed from here, right? So now I'm bearish. And yeah, that was basically the Thursday's price action. So then we go to Friday. Friday also missed one trade, a little bit of a harder day. But basically my bias should have been bearish, right? Why? Because monthly, and the monthly is confirmed because this hour 4 inverse fair value gap, like I marked out, it's confirmed. We displace through it, we form an inverse fair value gap, and this is a really clean structure. I like this structure. It's not looking choppy, right? This just completely gets disrespected. So here, going into Friday, I am bearish. We're just chopping around here. We have a potential weekly here, not in New York AM, so I also already see this as lower probable, but still marking this out, right? Then here, let me go to the 1 minute time frame. This was happening Friday pre-market. We had a daily bearish sequential SMT. Nice, it's following my biggest confirmed cracks with a 1 hour precision swing point. Okay, this pushed price lower. Nice. It aggressively took out the low-hanging fruit of this range here, the range low. And then immediately here, pushed price up again. Steep retracement. This is where we open. Excuse me. And the only other bearish thing, except from this daily and hour precision swing point, is that we now have a new wick opening gap SMT fill. There was a new wick opening gap here, as you can see, this yellow thing, and we tapped this on NQ, but not on YM or ES, I don't remember, but that was really clean. This is also a sort of SMT fill. And new wick opening gaps, I think they're way higher probable than normal gaps for sure. So here I'm bearish, right? I am bearish because we have this daily, higher time frame is bearish. We have this hour opposite swing point. We drop off lower. Here we tap above the true opens. Now we have a new week opening gap SMT fill, and we trade lower here from the open. So I'm eyeing a short here. It was not looking too good. Why? Because I remembered from the weeks before, we already took out the low here. So it immediately turns lower probable. If this big push down did not take out all the draw yet, then this would have been a better short. But here, the short was lower probable, but still here at the open, we already also had a micro bearish above the true opens. This micro bullish did not end up holding, so I can remove this. So okay, from here, I can trade it lower here. So let me just delete this because I want to tell you guys here, show you that the bullish side from here looks good. We have another micro. So here now daily plus micro, it can be a setup here. So I trade this lower. This was just a tape read because I did not think this was clean because we did not have a clean liquidity here. And the daily was far away from the micro here. It would have been better if there was like daily and a micro here. And yeah, but still valid trade in my opinion until this happens. And this is where I was not focused enough. I knew this 90 hidden was already here from here, but I just didn't draw it out because I don't know, I was just too bearish. I was locked into my bearish bias, but that's never a good case. My lesson from this week is especially always keep drawing them out. Even though you think they will not hold, there will just be one moment where you will create another lower time from SMT and then it will just push price up like this exactly happened. So shorts here because of the bearish higher time frame order flow, all the bearish things here looked good until we have this 90-minute and micro. Now what I'm seeing is, okay, we swept this low. We are having this monthly bearish, which retraces us back to discount. So we can potentially look for a monthly here or something. So I'm still a little bit hesitant on the higher time frame bias, but I should actually follow my bearish side, right? Because this monthly, it opposes this monthly. But I'm just thinking, maybe this will just retrace price on the higher time frame and now we can continue up. So I should have been more bearish biased, but longs definitely are valid as well because we are here in discount of this higher time frame range. We can easily retrace back to this gap. So you need to keep that in mind. So whenever there's a clean setup, you can still take longs here. And that's exactly what happened here. I see that we keep sweeping lows here. Now we keep respecting this gap here. We do like a gap fill. This gap, you can also see there's like like this wick, you can see there's a gap, right? This whole wick. So important to know. And then here, now I can delete all the bearish confluences. Why? Because now, like if you take shorts here, this is really bad. Shorts should always be happening above the true opens. At least, or in this premium of the range. But from here, we now have a 90 bullish and a micro. So a 90 and a micro, like close together like this. This is one of my setups. Really, really clean. And especially, we also have another combo, like two setups in one. We also have a 90-minute plus a synced PSP, a 5-minute. So this looked really, really clean, but I just was too locked into my short bias. And I did not see this setup. So only when price was here, I saw that we had this two-stage sequential SMT, and then it was already too late. And there was even a really cool entry, because look at this. Where is this? Look at this entry. There was a super clean SMT fill. So yes, after this 90 and micro, I still need a displacement, but this is the perfect displacement. This is like textbook. This is so textbook because we inverse the fair value gap here. That's what I want to see. I want to see an inverse on the 1 minute if the lower time frame sequential SMT is a micro. That's exactly what we do here. Then for even more confirmation, now we tap this gap on ES or YM, and we don't do this on NQ. So this was actually a really clean also long setup. Just eyeing these highs. That's enough, right? Low-hanging fruit. Why? Because higher time frame still bearish, right? This is still bearish. The higher time frame here inverses R4 gap, monthly bearish, 90 bearish, daily PSP as well even. So the context on the bearish side makes more sense. Bullishness here is a little bit too, yeah, it's a little bit too ugly here. Everything on the bearish side looks more sense, but that doesn't mean that we can't retrace. And whenever I see a clean setup and we can easily just take out this draw or go even higher, I can still take trades against the biggest confirmed cracks because, price always retraces. And as long as you just take profits at the highs here, at the low-hanging fruit, and don't be greedy, then you're good, right? So I think this was a really clean setup, a nice market maker buy model. And then from here, we're again above the true opens, and now shorts look better here. But from here, it's like the 12 a.m., 10, 11. You should not look for any trade here. So that was basically my thought process of this week. So biggest things I learned is that I should be more focused, but like every week is fairly important. The strategy I trade is just really not hard, but you need to focus on a lot of things. I know my strategy, but there's so many things that you need to keep in mind. You need to watch out for opposing SMTs, for opposing context, and it's just hard. But I've been working with some friend of me who has been trying to make an indicator for us quarterly theory traders. And I've been testing this and it's actually pretty good. So first of all, something that already will help us is just the true opens, right? And I've basically told him this will be best if the 1 hour time frame will only show the 2 rig open. You can of course adjust this, but then when you go to the 50-minute, you see the midnight open. When you go to the 5-minute, you see the true session opens. And that's basically it, right? So that's look really, really clean. On the 4 hour, also true month open, really nice indicator. So now I don't need to waste 5 to 10 minutes drawing out all my true opens. That's a really nice indicator, but especially this one here is gold. This one here is gold, and that's actually something that I need. So this is a precision swing point indicator. You can adjust this however you want. And basically here, for example, I did not see here on Friday this 5-minute precision swing point. But look how clean this automatically draws it out. So super, super clean here. All my setups here, for example, let's go to Thursday. There was no, there was not a great SMT here. But let's go to Wednesday. We had like an hour 1 bearish precision swing point here. So if you actually go to the 1 hour, you will see that if you turn on the precision swing point, that you see that this is a precision swing point. So I'm going to use this now. I'm going to test this next week. This is a really nice indicator, and maybe he will also later make an SMT indicator. But for now, this PSP and true open is really, really nice. You can filter on precision candles as well. And I'll publicly announce this when this is fully ready and live, when I tested this for a week, so that all the people can benefit from this. These indicators will be free, and basically here you can see if it's a red thing, then it's with YM. If it's gold, it's with ES, so it's higher probable, right? So, but you can see how crazy quarterly theory is, right? This low, precision swing point. 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 Like, you can't tell me that precision swing points, they don't work. That's crazy, right? And this is only on the 1 hour time frame. So if you go to the 5-minute, you can see here, this low here, Friday, the one I missed was a precision swing point. And I think this will already like take some work away if I already have this. Of course, I will still manually check this, double check this, but it will just make sure that when I go on the time frame, that I immediately see, oh, there is actually a PSP here. So yeah, really, really nice. Maybe we can also later make some SMT fill indicators. That will be pretty good. But overall, this should not be excuse for me not to pay attention. This will just help me. I just need to be more focused. Like last week again, focus less on the chat. It's really hard to live trade, but I'm working on it. Just my second week. I streamed like 10 days now, and I know I will become better day by day. And I hope you too. I hope that you keep showing up on your journey. And yeah, let's start fresh from next week. If you want to see me live trade, I will do this as much time as I can, every single trading day of the week. And I'll also post my weekly reflections on Sunday, like you're watching right now. So yeah, we can all improve, and hope you got any value from this. If so, I would really appreciate a like. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you maybe next time. Bye-bye.